What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so before I get into this video, shout out to the brother Magnetic Discovery for the $7 donation via the PayPal. And he left a note. He said, I noticed lately whenever LeBron has a good game, I see comments about how we are the ones that have a mental illness. We can't accept how great he is at age 41. What would you say to put things into perspective? They even convince some neutral people that we are the crazy ones. Well, a lot of these people are spin artists. They're spinsters. That's what they all do. And it's sad that people don't have the mental comprehension to notice how these things operate. Like, look, Babe Ruth was washed by the time he joined the Boston Braves, right, in 1935. But he still had a legendary performance as a Boston Brave. One day he hit 3 home runs, even though I think for the season he only batted 181. A far cry from his 342 career batting average. Willie Mays still had some great performances as a New York Met, although generally speaking, he struggled compared to his prime. So what I'm getting at is you can still be washed, and especially with today's offensively slanted league, you're going to have some great shooting performances. Look, Kevin Durant is not in his prime. Look, the biggest indictment on this era, and I've said it before, is the fact that Kevin Durant is no longer in his prime. But post Achilles rupture, Kevin Durant, which means after the Achilles rupture, and a Kevin Durant that is starting off at least well into his 30s, is putting up better offensive numbers after the Achilles rupture, after being well past the age of 30, than he did in his prime. He's averaging more points per game, and his efficiency is up. But does anybody think that he's actually better than he was when he was an MVP caliber candidate or MVP caliber player? No. It's this era. It's so easy to score. We already had a myriad of 50-point performances as compared to the 99 season when the 50-game season when the season high was 46. I think 2 guys did it. One was Grant Hill, and the other was who was the other guy? I think Iverson or something like that. But we all know that LeBron fans like to have it both ways. They'll say that we're crazy because we want to acknowledge how great he is at age 41. But then when he has these poor performances, they'll say, well, what do you expect? He's 41. They're the kings of moving the goalposts. They're the kings and sultans of wanting to have it both ways. They want to have their cake and eat it too. They'll say, for instance, that Michael Jordan was washed, right? Let's just go by their logic. They'll say Michael Jordan was washed. Okay. If you're comparing him to his prime with Chicago, sure. We'll say Michael Jordan wasn't as washed as the media makes him out to be. They'll say, oh, the Wizards only won 37 games both years, but then they'll neglect to show you or inform you that the year before Michael Jordan joined the Wizards, they were 19-63, one of the worst seasons in the history of their franchise. So regardless, he improved that franchise by some 18 victories both years compared to 2000, 2001. They won't tell you that Michael Jordan had a 50-point performance as a Washington Wizard, one of the few players to score 50 in a Wizards uniform. They won't tell you that during that 2-year stint with the Wizards, he had eight 40-point games. They won't tell you that during that 2-year stint, he had 25 games of 30 points or more. They'll just tell you that he sucked. Despite this one great performance, if you want to call it great, offensively by LeBron, and as usual, LeBron fans ignore the contributions of teammates. They ignore the fact that Luka Doncic had a 31-point triple-double. But that's what LeBron fans do. Whenever LeBron has a great game and the team wins, they minimize the efforts or the production of everybody else on the team. But despite that, LeBron still is only averaging 16.1 points per game, which is a season low. He's still averaging a career low for him, 16.1 points per game. He's still averaging a career low in rebounds. All right. He's still only shooting 46% from the floor, which is his lowest field goal percentage since his rookie year. He's only shooting 33% from three-point range. It's one of the lowest in season three-point accuracies of his career or season. And he's only shooting 54% from the line, which is a career low. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, LeBron James has a 119.6 defensive rating this season. Perhaps the lowest defensive rating of any starting player in the NBA. And you got Rich Paul speaking for LeBron James on his wretched podcast, saying Austin Reeves need to come off the bench because Austin Reeves' defense is subpar. Are you kidding me? But yeah, this is what LeBron fans do. You know, all the bad games, they're quiet as field mouses. They got nothing to say. The minute he has a great game, they come out of their crevices, they come out the cracks of the walls of the foundation, and they flood social media. I'm amazed at how they're typing with their tentacles. You know, but anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.